Alright everybody, it is fish day. I am so excited. This is our 75-gallon Tanganyika show tank. The fish just came in the box today. And we're going to go ahead and show you how to acclimate fish. And this is just generally speaking how to acclimate, really anything aquatic. But in this specific instance, we're talking about cichlids. This acclimation method should be used for really any fish. Goldfish, saltwater fish, anything like that. It can be used for corals, things like that. So it came in this box right here. So it came from the Wet Spot is the name of the company that I ordered from. So hopefully we'll be giving them a nice big like and referral. I also got prepared and had a towel and a bucket with a net. We're going to do everything we can not to use the net. It's just a backup, a safety net, just in case, but we really have no intention of using the net. As you'll see, the way we can acclimate fish without having to net them is a huge benefit. The tank up above set for 77, 78 degrees, so high 70s is good for these particular fish. Depending on your fish, if they're cold water fish, then being colder is fine. And if you're looking into breeding, then you might have the temperature a little bit warmer. But most tropical fish are going to be mid to high 70s. All right, so we're going to open this up and start taking the bags out. We'll inspect them to make sure that we got everything. See the condition and okay, so it looks like we got 6 bags. We got one big bag. I'm going to guess that's the 3 Ocellatus, but who knows? Could be. Ooh, I see fishies moving. That's a good sign. Very good sign. And yes, it looks like these. Oh yeah, these little Ocellatus. They look pretty happy. Ooh, one just jumped. Okay, so that's the 3 Ocellatus. You can't see them for now. Don't worry, I'm going to videotape them. This is for another video, which is the 20 long. Okay, the shell dog tank. But we still have to acclimate them. So for now, I'm making sure I got what I ordered. I'm taking the bags and I'm setting them in the aquariums. That's just going to acclimate them to temperature, okay, over the next 20, 30 minutes. I'm going to acclimate them a little bit longer than that because they didn't come from a local fish store. They actually they got shipped out yesterday from Portland, Oregon to Boise, Idaho, and down to where I live in Kuna, Idaho. So these fish have been in these bags for quite some time. They probably used pure oxygen in them, and they bagged them correctly. All right, they bagged them correctly where you don't have, you have like maybe 1/4 of the bag water and the rest air. So we're going to put these in there and float them. And then once we get them all in there, we're going to go ahead and, this guy's jumping around, so he's alive. Oh, that looks like the Attenuatus predatory fish. Okay. Once we float them all in there, we're going to go ahead and open up the bags. And there's not a lot of water in these bags, so we probably don't have to drain anything. We probably just need to go ahead and add them. Now, with the bag open, you can start trickling in water from your aquarium. Now, that's going to help them get used to not only water temperature, but also any water chemistry difference that there might be. Hopefully, it's not too big. Now, when fish travel, especially overnight, a couple days, what happens to them is they get, sometimes the pH drops out on these bags. They're going to the bathroom in these bags. And so, it's not a good thing for them. All right. Got him going. And then the last one we have here is the Tretocephalus. Okay. So that's the last fish. We'll put him there. All right. So they all fit in the aquarium. They're all acclimating for now to temperature only, like I said. But what we want to do is we want to open these bags. So that's the next thing we're going to do. We'll open those bags, and we're going to go ahead and start trickling water slowly in there. And the key there is to double the volume of water. Okay? So if you have 1/4 of water, then over, say, 30, 40 minutes, I'm going to take my time with these guys, maybe 45 minutes, no more than an hour, and I'll start trickling water now and trying to eventually double the volume of water over that 30, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, however long. You definitely want to do it for at least 30 minutes. Now, if you come from your local tropical fish store, it's not too far away, you'll see the fish take right away. Not a problem. You probably only have to acclimate them 20 to 30 minutes, okay? Using the same procedure. But since these flew overnight, I'm going to give them a little extra time. We're going to make sure that they acclimate to temperature and water chemistry, which is mainly the main things here for freshwater and for cichlids is pH and DH. I did check the DH levels because I added Tanganyika cichlid salt. I also added Tanganyika cichlid buffer. I don't have a pH test kit. I've never had a problem in the past. After using the salt, the DH was where it needed to be. I think it was 8 degrees of hardness, around there, which is fine for these fish. And then the pH is going to be, it said, I might have to do some more dosings, but it's above 8. It's typically for Tanganyikas about 9 to 9.4, which is even higher than salt water. It's extremely high. But that's what these fish live in. So always find out what your fish, the water parameters are, the environment, and always set up accordingly to that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start opening these bags, and then I'll show you how I just dump out some water, and then I have a little container and start putting water. I'm gonna go ahead. I got my scissors. They didn't rubber band them, but my hat's off to Wet Spot Tropical Fish. Did a great job. The fish look awesome. These were all tank raised and bred fish. They're all babies. They're all about 1/2 inch to 1.5 inches. And so I'm going to take the first bag. All I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it. I'm not going to bother trying to get the knot out of each bag. When they're rubber bands, I take them off. The rubber bands, I save them. Okay, it looks like they got double bagged, and so that's good. They got bagged both ways. So, okay, so here we go. The first guy is a Neolamprologus Tretocephalus. Okay. And then I use usually the styrofoam container, but in this case I'm just going to put the bags into the empty bags into the bucket. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take it. We want to make sure the fish doesn't jump out, okay? And so all we do is we have the bucket down below with the towel. And what we're going to do is we're using this as a safety net. We don't intend to put the fish in the net. Okay, we're just dumping out a little bit of water. Now we can go ahead and put him back in there, and then we're going to scoop some water. I actually have this 1 tablespoon. I have these, so it'll work okay. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and take this and trickle just a little bit in. So there we go. I put a tablespoon in there, a little less, and I still have the filters on, so he's probably going to blow him around, but. There, I've trapped the bag in between the glass, and so we can see them now. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do. That's all we're going to do. So basically, we check the bags, we put them in there to float, to equalize for temperature, but we're going to do one better than that. Cut open the bags, we release some of the water, and now we're trickling our water into them. And then at the end, once we've about doubled the volume of water over this next hour or so, we're going to take the bag then, and we're going to strain it into the bucket. And get all the water out. That way we don't let any of their water into our system in case there was any bugs, parasites, things like that, bacteria, viruses. And then go ahead and quickly release them into the tank. That's the best way. It seems kind of like it's a shock to them, but really netting them is worse than that, because if you use a net on the fish, that takes off their slime coat, which is the fish's immune system. And a lot of times that leaves them prone to parasites, bacterial infections, and then a lot of times they get secondary infections like fungal infections and things like that. And then that's a whole nother nightmare, having to medicate and deal with that. Okay, so that's basically how we do it. So I'll go ahead and show you in a sec here. Once he's ready to release, actually it's going to be in about an hour, then we'll go ahead and show you that as well. We're getting ready to release them now. It's been at least 45 minutes. Everybody looks like they're doing really fantastic. They did, in Wet Spot, did put in acclimating instructions, which I'll type them in the description. They're really good. I like their acclimating. Basically same thing, they acclimate the same way. A lot of the professionals, they end up doing drip systems. You'll see the fish in containers with lids on them so they can't jump out, and it slowly trickles water in. That's the best you can get for any fish, coral, to acclimate it. So we're trying to emulate that with bags. So we're going to strain the water. So we've trickled water into there. We've got our net just in case. Probably not going to need it. Definitely not going to need it. But we have it here. And so now we're going to go ahead and slowly trickle the water out. And he's going to get thrown down there. And let's try to see. There he goes. Whee! Okay, hopefully you just saw that. He's gone to the bottom of the tank. He looks okay. Okay, he's moving around. So let's go ahead and show you the Cylindricus. There he is. He's going to find a rock quickly, and I'm sure he's going to hide from us, and we won't see him for a while. He's like, ooh, it's all brand new. So, you know, there's lots of places to hide. He doesn't look like he's breathing hard or anything, any harder than normal. So it looks like he's the acclimation process worked. And the one thing they describe in their acclimation process, the bigger the water difference in the bag versus your tank, the longer to acclimate them. And to not put more than 10% water in within 4 to 5 minutes. Okay, so that's what we did. All we did is we did like a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, trickled water in over the 45 minutes. Watched them, made sure they looked okay. The temperature in 20, 30 minutes has already equalized, so that's not a problem. And now water chemistry, they should be good to go. Now it's just a matter of getting them in there. Another tip, keep the lights off when you're acclimating a fish. Right now I just have some natural light on. I still don't have the lights for the aquariums. I'm going to be getting some LEDs pretty soon. But we'll be using some natural light. The room has light as well. They'll be fine. They don't care that much. As long as, you know, you want to have daylight. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of them in, and then I'll shoot a quick video if we can see them swimming around.